I want to tell you a story today about a guy who came to me a little while ago. And honestly, it's a story I've heard 1,000 different versions of from 1,000 different men. But this one stuck with me because of how familiar it felt, how close it hits for most of us. So this guy, good dude, he works hard, he provides, he shows up for everyone in his life. He gets on a call with me and he's frustrated, not angry, not blown up, not melting down, just frustrated. He's exhausted, like he's been carrying this thing for so long that even talking about it was draining. And I asked him what was going on. And he pauses and he says, Jason, I don't get it. I do everything right. I do everything I'm supposed to. I show up. I take care of things. I'm there for everybody. And somehow I'm still always the bad guy. And that right there, that line, I've heard it from fathers, husbands, business owners, young guys, old guys, all of them. I'm always the bad guy. So I asked him, tell me what happened. Not the big version, just the real version, man. The last thing that set this off for you. And he tells me about the situation with his partner. He had a long day. He came home. He jumped in to help with the kids. He cleaned up the kitchen, took the trash out, handled bedtime, the usual stuff, right? And he wasn't expecting a parade. He wasn't looking for a medal. He just wanted a moment where someone said, hey, thanks, or even, I see you. And instead, he gets hit with a comment about something he didn't do. Not the dozens of things that he did do, not the ways he helped, not the weight he lifted off of everyone that day, just the one thing that he missed. And that's what set him off. Not a blow up. It wasn't yelling. He just shut down, pulled back. He went quiet because in his head, he's saying, what's the point? If none of this matters, why am I even trying? And when he finished telling me the story, I looked at him and all right. And I said, hey, tell me the truth. What did that moment remind you of? And he tried to brush it off at first. I don't know, man. He says, it just annoyed me. No, that's never the real answer. So I asked again, who else made you feel like that? What you did wasn't enough. Who else made you feel invisible when you were trying your hardest? And then you can see something shift in this guy's eyes. He knows exactly who. He doesn't even want to say it out loud. And I said, take your time, man. You don't have to dress it up, okay? Just tell me the truth. And he finally says, my dad. It was, no matter what I did, it was never good enough. If I brought home a B, he asked why it wasn't an A. If I cleaned the garage, he'd point out the corners I missed. If I tried to help, he'd tell me I was doing it wrong, so I stopped trying. Or I'd get pissed, or I'd get defensive, or I'd fight back just to feel like I had some inkling, some resemblance of self-worth. And right there, that's the entire pattern. That's the whole story, because here's what most men never realize. You're not reacting to your partner now. You're reacting to the old version of you who spent his whole damn life trying to earn approval. And you're not upset about the comment. You're upset about being unseen. You're not fighting about the chore or the task or the tone. You're fighting because there's a part of you that never really felt appreciated. Not once. Not in the way that you actually needed. And here's the thing. When men don't feel appreciated, they don't say, hey, I feel unappreciated. No, we don't do that. Nobody taught us that type of language. Instead, we withdraw. We get cold, we get defensive, we get sarcastic, and we start thinking, fine, if I'm going to be the bad guy, then screw it. I'll be the bad guy. And it's not because we're assholes. It's because when you spend your whole damn life feeling overlooked, eventually you start protecting yourself from it. And that's what I was explaining to him. And I said, listen, you're not mad because she didn't appreciate you. You're mad because you didn't feel seen. And you haven't felt seen for a long time. For so long that your body reacts before your mind even has a chance to catch up. And this guy just sits there quiet. Because it's the first time anyone framed it that simply for him. And I asked him, what do you normally do after a moment like that? He tells me exactly what most guys do. He goes quiet. He pulls away. He stops helping. He starts moving differently around the house. And now everyone else is walking on eggshells around him. He has shorter answers, less warmth, staying busy with other things. Not because he wants to punish anyone, but because that's the only move he knows how to protect himself. And I told this guy, this is the part where most men get stuck. You think that pulling away is keeping you safe, but really it's keeping you from the connection that you actually want. And this man, bless his heart, he says, what am I supposed to do? Just be okay with feeling unappreciated? I said, no, of course not. Not even close. I said, you need to know what you're actually asking for. Appreciation is not the thing. Being seen is the thing. Being valued is the thing. Feeling like your effort means something is the thing. And he says, yeah, how do I get that? And this right here, this is where your entire life can change if you let it. Because most guys try to earn appreciation by doing more. More chores, more effort, more providing, more fixing. But no amount of doing will fix a wound that comes from not being seen. You cannot outwork that gap. You can only understand it. So I tell this guy, the next time something like that happens, don't disappear. Don't shut down. Don't fight. Just say the truth. Say something simple like, hey, I want you to know I'm trying here. And sometimes I need to feel like it matters. This guy looks at me like I just spoke to him in French because most men don't talk like that. But they should. Honestly, they should, because it's honest, it's real, it's not emotional, it's not dramatic, it's not weak, it's just clarity. And clarity breeds leadership. Here's the part that surprised this guy too. When he finally tried it, the whole tone of the conversation with his partner changed. Because the reality here, most people aren't trying to make you feel unnoticed. They just don't know that you feel that way. And why don't they know? Because you don't tell them. Because you never learned how to. So yeah, this is what I meant when I say I want men to understand this. Your frustration isn't coming from your adulting life. It's coming from your childhood patterns. Every time you feel unappreciated today, your brain is replaying old memories of giving everything and getting nothing back. And if you don't understand that, you're going to keep repeating the same cycle forever. And now, he and I worked through this deeper. We unpacked the identity that he built around being the reliable one, being the fixer, being the guy who holds everything together, being the one who doesn't complain. And I told him that identity served you then. It doesn't serve you anymore. Now it's just isolating you. Because when you don't allow people to see your effort, they don't know how to appreciate it. And that's not their fault. That's your fault for not identifying and removing the pattern. No shame here, man. I'm being honest. This is exactly the type of deeper work that I walk men through in my one-to-one coaching, because once you understand why you react the way you do, you stop reacting that way. It's no longer reaction. Now it's a choice. And you can stop shutting down. You can stop going cold. You can stop feeling like the bad guy all the time. You can stop thinking that you have to carry everything alone. You stop believing that no one sees you. And then you finally learn how to show up in a way that actually gets you the connection that you want. Not from manipulation, not from force, not from anger, not from withdrawing, but from clarity, from awareness, from actually understanding what's going on inside of you instead of trying to push it down. Now, if this hits you guys, if you feel a little bit of something in your chest right now, or that moment of, damn, he's talking to me, that's on purpose here. That's the part of you that's tired of holding everything in. That's the part that wants to be seen too. And if you're ready to work through this, actually work through it, not just think about it. The link for my one-to-one coaching is in the description down below. We can take your old patterns, the old wounds, the old identity, and we build the version of you that can finally show up in a way that feels honest, grounded, respected, without losing yourself, without fighting for validation, and without shutting down every time that you feel unappreciated. All right? So let's get to work.